Hi, my name is Stephanie Anderson, and I am a foodie for Jesus. So, if there is one thing that I could recommend, if you happen to be in a space where you're becoming more dependent on yourself, like I am right now, right? I mentioned as I'm getting out of this food ditch, I feel like I'm really getting out of it. I'm experiencing this freedom. I'm settling into staying away from the foods, the things that I'm giving up, the sugar, the flour, spending more time with the Lord as I'm giving up things like Netflix, right? So as I'm getting out of this ditch, the I'm now in this starting to feel this almost like false sense of self-reliance. And the one thing that I feel like is so powerful right now is prayer. Because prayer is innately that also that reminder of I can't do this on my own. I am not in control here. I am dependent on the Lord for everything, everything. And prayer is that there's that humility that goes along with that. And so I'm reminded of the Lord's Prayer, right? Like 'cause sometimes I don't know about you, but sometimes when I pray, I also feel like I get kind of repetitive with the same things. The same things that oftentimes are very surface level and very like in the now, very self-focused as well. And so I feel like being reminded too of the Lord's Prayer and how that is structured and how we're really honoring God and really praying that, not just reciting it. But another prayer that is also so powerful is the serenity prayer. I mean, there's a reason that this is used so often in recovery circles, is because it is that reminder, right? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the ability to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That right there is just that recognition of what's outside of our control, what's inside of our control, and where we have that dependency. And the first step, too, in these recovery programs is recognizing this is, I don't have control over this. And so while I fully believe we are responsible for our actions and our choices, that we also make that choice of if we're going to be self sufficient or if we are going to truly be plugged into our true power source, which is the Lord. So, if you're in a spot where you're maybe starting to feel a little bit more like, oh, I've got that, or this false sense of security, or this confidence, is just to remember how far you've come. And so, even with me, even just in these 3 weeks, right? How there has definitely been a shift, but I need to be careful because those temptations, those kind of idols can shift a little bit. And I know my tendency towards wanting to be independent, wanting to be self-sufficient, wanting to do it myself, right? But that's not what this is about, and that's not how it works. So I want to point you to prayer. Matthew 6, the Lord's Prayer. You can find that there. Um, that's one of the things I like to teach my boys as well when we pray. And sometimes if we don't know what to pray, we just pray the Lord's Prayer, but praying it from our heart, not just reciting it, because it is so easy to fall into those reciting prayers, right? Before meals, before bedtime. I mean, sometimes I just find myself getting repetitive. So, really, that from the heart and turning it over in that surrender that we need Him. We do. I need Him. You need Him. Um, so, thank you so much for joining. I look forward to next time.